Speaking with top reinsman Morgan Woodley trackside here on Fremantle Pacing Cup night, and having a look at his drives over the weekend. Firstly, Zenon, drawn 7 in the standing start. This mare, she hasn't been going too bad, Morgs, but it's a nice field of trotters.
Yeah, Matty, she's a little bit hit and miss away from the stand, so be a big question mark on her, but she's a little bit in and out. She's a mare, and she's a hard one to catch, but she has been racing well enough, and who knows, she could be competitive in this field.
Better as a pickup drive for yourself, drawn the outside of the back row. Some nice types in the field, but the horse has its fair share of ability.
Yeah, Matty, it looks like a little bit of a challenge from the barrier draw. Haven't spoke to John about the horse, but I think we'll be looking for some shortcuts and hope there's a little bit of speed on early that brings us into the race later.
Wrongly Accused, drawn the back row. He's probably been below his best as of late, but racing some really nice fields. Hasn't really missed some nice ones here. There are a couple of decent horses in the field. How do you see him going?
Yeah, it's not too bad a draw for this horse, Matty. Obviously, would prefer to have him in front, but he's got a nice trailing draw, and as you say, that he has been racing the top class horses here at Gloucester Park, so it could be a slight drop in class for him. So fingers crossed, if there is a bit of early speed, that he can be thereabouts at the finish.
Matty and Marie, the inside of the back row in an interesting sort of race. Not really much knowledge about this horse. Do you know anything about it?
No, not really. I spoke to Dennis Roach on the phone when he contacted me to take the drive, and he said that she's been working well, and I think we're drawn behind the right one. I think Matty Whites will give a forward showing and hopefully take us to the right place.
Monday at Pinjarra, Anime's drawn at barrier 4. Nice effort first up, just peaked late, but they did go 157.5. Bumps into Mary Catherine again, and a couple of nice ones in the field.
Yeah, Matt, it's a hard one to gauge on. There's not a lot of exposed form. Obviously, they're all early 2-year-olds, and I think in talking to the trainer, Phil Costelli, he thinks that this horse is better suited to a sit and sprint capacity style run. So leading up the other day probably wasn't right up her alley. So if I can give her a nice run and get out at the right time, she could be thereabouts.
Gabrielle Torravine, form hasn't been too bad this campaign. Hard run last night, but drawn awkwardly on Monday. Yeah,
Matty, probably looks like the place chances are best here. As you say, she had a tough run the other night, and the barrier draw doesn't really help. So fingers crossed we get some luck and we can be somewhere thereabouts.
Luck's what you need with Brooks Falcon, who raced last night as well. It's drawn 7 over a mile.
Yeah, we'll need plenty of luck there too, Matty. Yep.
Volton Tin racing well, really turned a corner this horse. He picked up the drive, and a good win last start. Barely extended, really.
Yeah, Matt, they got home in a quick sectional, and as you say, he was barely extended. So looks like this horse has got a little bit of potential, a little bit of bottom. He is a little bit green. He's only had a handful of starts, but the way he's racing, you certainly couldn't discount him.
Kentucky Jasper, he's been around the block a few times. He's not going too bad, but it's a nice field.
Yeah, Matt, he's actually racing better than what his form suggests. He had a bit of a torrid run last start. They really backed off, so I looked to get around the field, and no sooner than I'd pull out that they really clapped the speed on. So he had a tough run there, and I thought he fought it out well. And he's been racing without luck for some time, so you never know. This horse could bob up for some sort of place at odds.
Fully zapped in the standing start. Wasn't too bad last start, just got a little bit tired late, but they did dash home.
Yeah, man, I think that horse will be improved for that run. I think a little bit of fitness under his belt, so I expect him to go a little bit better. Hopefully he can get a nice trip and also be thereabouts.
Tuesday at Gloucester Park, Skelly's Gold out in 7, tricky draw over the mile.
Yeah, big challenge for this horse. He's a bit of one pace type runner, and anyone from barrier 7 here over a mile finds it difficult. So yeah, we'll need things to go our way there.
Smoke Nevada's not going too bad, but over the mile drawn a little bit tricky in 10. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, Matt, we just need a bit of early speed here. We need a couple of horses to really challenge each other in the early parts of the race, and just be coming home in a slower last half to bring us into it. But as you said, this horse is racing fairly well.
Easy Artisan got home all right last start. Drawn tricky, a few of the more fancied runners drawn to your inside.
Yeah, this is a horse with a lot of speed, Matt, and it's got a little bit of potential there. I think it's probably better suited to being able to lead or be on the rails. So this looks like a little bit of a challenge, but you certainly couldn't discount if the race was run to suit.
Rocky Marciano, he's like the shark who smelt blood last Tuesday. He's back in winning form. Basically the same sort of field he meets again, but from a tougher draw, but he might be on that winning roll again.
Yeah, Matty, he's a talented horse, this horse. He can really roll off some good sectionals, and probably hasn't been up to his best form, but last week he was getting a lot closer to his top, and as you say, hopefully we can continue in that fashion with him.
And the Velveteen in the last nearly got the cash, and big odds, tricky draw coming to Gloucester Park.
Yeah, it's a different race for this horse than what she raced last night, Matt. Obviously, she was able to draw barrier 1 and hold up the lead initially and nearly pinch the race. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge this race, but you know, that was an improvement from what she was doing, so hopefully she can continue in that fashion.
Best drive for the weekend, Volton Tin?
I think so, Matt, yep.
Well, best of luck, and best of luck tonight with David Hercules.
Thank you, Matty.